All right. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the White Book. I am Dark Notch, and this is Aaron Glazer. And we're going to be building a Baratheon banner because one of our viewers has requested it, but we have no idea what to choose as a faction. Aaron will probably suggest Lion because he's obsessed, but I
No,
think we should do something else.
I don't think Lion works especially well with what Baratheon wants to do, unless we did Lion as a heavy ambush, which I think could actually be really cool.
Um, that's an
Ambushing
interesting
in
thought.
char- ambushing them in, they're standing, and then we go heavy Stannis and a bunch of little birds.
I'm going to say no. Baratheon already has some stand. It already wants to play in a low standing location. It probably already runs 3 Stannis, at least the banner does. Let's try something different. Let's move away from the lion. Let's do like Kraken or
So I think Kraken and Wolf are both other good choices.
yeah,
Kraken adds Asha. Extra stand is always welcome. When very little is standing, Stealth's power goes up as well.
yeah.
So there's
Let's do
that.
that. I like that the most actually. I like the
Okay, you
Asha.
don't even want to hear the Stark argument?
Nope, I don't like
Because it's
Stark.
because it's literally 2 sentences long.
Okay, you can say them while I'm clicking create the deck.
Cool. Bran cancels events. Eddard stands a lot without any outside force helping.
Yep, very interesting. I love the Asha. Um,
Wait, ignore me. All
so
right.
let's talk about our Greyjoy cards.
Wait, hang on. I gotta create the deck because I was totally hoping you were gonna go. Ooh, I like that idea, but no. House Baratheon, Banner of the Kraken, and let me write Beyond the White Book because I need a name.
So
I built
normally
some new decks.
normally I love Aaron Dampier, but
I
I
don't think so here. Actually,
exactly.
maybe. Wait, why not? Because if we run the initiative winning module, sorry, the dominance winning module, Dampere just gets better. Why not two of?
So here's the thing. This is what we have to decide. This is what I was going to say. I said normally I love him, but in a lot of banner decks he doesn't work because you don't have enough Ironborn characters and you can't win it dominance as easily. However, Baratheon actually has some interesting dominant effects like the painted table. So we have to ask ourselves, do we want to run them? I think what we should do is we should pick the characters we want out of Greyjoy and then find out if we want to start thinking about Aaron Dampier.
Okay, so we want three Asha.
Okay, so Alanis we don't like.
No,
She's not good for her cost, and Reserve doesn't come into play enough right now. So 3 Asha, definitely.
Asha standing herself. Stealth is excellent. We don't care about Blackman's crew. Pillage doesn't do anything for us, and 3 for 3 is just there.
Yep. Drowned
Rot
not so
is
great.
just worse than Blackman's crew. Iron Idol Fishmonger, as always, we run 3 for the gold curve.
We're not a huge fan of the Lordship ship rate in this case if we're going to be running Stannis because we'll only get like one use out of him and then he'll just stay kneeling all the time, right?
Yeah, when he's knelt, he's not actually helping us, so no. I like one Wendemir.
Yep. Stealth is good as we explained.
Uh-huh. And 3 Theon.
3 Theon. That's 10 characters.
Yeah. I don't care about the strength pump, given that we're Barra and winning through strength is almost never a problem.
Okay, so you're talking about locations now, so I'll move there.
Sorry. There's no other Greyjoy characters. Salty
Yep.
Navigator doesn't matter enough. We don't care about initiative.
And we're not running enough Greyjoy characters or things to reduce with the Sea Tower, so we're not going to run that.
I
Now,
think so. It comes down to basically Damp Hair or Iron Fleet Scout.
well, no, we could run Risen from the Sea as well, which,
True, but with
you
only
know,
10 characters, I'm not in love with it.
it suffers from the same problem as Damper. Now, the one good thing about Damper is it's another body, so that's nice.
Right.
Um, and we might get off an easy win for Asher or Theon to come back, which will help a lot.
I
Now, I know
think.
you quickly dismissed the Salty Navigator, but
Okay.
remember that Barra is one of the few places, well, probably the only non-Martell slash Greyjoy that really likes to control who's going first and second, depending on what he wants or she wants to kneel with Mel. So we
Um,
might actually want to consider these low-cost chuds to give us some extra initiative.
I think that running either way with initiative, it becomes a catch-22 that you're winning is basically my feeling on initiative. Um, I'm not really worried about it. Like initiative, you're either going first and kneeling everything with Bob, or you're going second and kneeling everything with Mel. And I'm okay either way, really.
Right, but if you only have one in play, it's kind of nice to control it so you can use that Bob or use that Mel at the right time. It's not
Yeah.
a huge thing. I'm just saying that you dismissed it very quickly, and I think it's something to think about.
And it's
Uh,
something that at least has some kind of use when it's knelt too.
yes, exactly. So Aaron has this three cost slot. Why don't we run one Aaron and one Salty Navigator?
Uh, I don't know. I'd rather just go two salty navigators at that point.
All right, I'm on board.
Okay. Over to Brathian, or we're not bothering with neutrals right now, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Bastard in Hiding is probably going to be a 3 of, because the cost and efficiency.
Yeah, I can totally see that. Um, we're going to run three Dragonstone Faithful because we always do. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to run three Fiery Followers because of that
Anything,
trait.
yeah, almost anything that is R'hllor gets, or Raoul gets that 3 of.
Yeah, all the
Uh,
Raoul's.
I like King's Hunting Party an awful lot.
I love King's Hunting Party. People laugh at me because of it, but the efficiency, the cost strength ratio is really there. I think we want to run two at least for now.
Yeah, two seems right since we're at a reasonably high gold curve. I'm fine with 3 Crescent.
Crescent's a beast, and you'd be surprised how many condition attachments are around. So I'm in agreement.
Okay, 3 Melisandre. We're not discussing. I don't want Renly at all. Do you care?
I can't find a reason to put them in really. Nope.
No.
I think
Okay.
we robbed three Bob.
Yeah. Pretty sure. I'm
Um,
fine with just 2 Solis.
wouldn't want more than that. We want a Davos. He's got stealth.
I think 2 Davos,
Yeah.
since he's
S-
hard to kill. 1 Shireen,
Stealth comes
because
back to
she's
our
there to
hand.
die,
She is.
and then 3 Stannis. Now we have a problem.
Yeah, we haven't even put Vanguard Lancers in there,
I'm not
which we
running
don't
them.
want.
No. But
Okay.
40 characters is a freaking lot. What can we cut down?
It is a ton. We
So we can go to 2 Bastard in Hiding at the very least, because we have the 2.
Sorry, Aaron, your cut out or your mic went out or you put it away or did something.
I think I just smacked it with my hand as I was talking. We can go to
Okay.
2 Bastard in Hiding since the Salty Navigator's in the same cost slot.
Yep. I like that.
What
We're going to keep
else?
the faithful. We're going to keep the fiery followers.
Down
Hunting
to 2
party.
Crescent.
Down to two crescent. We're going to have to cut. So this is what's going to happen.
Down to 1 Solis.
Yep. I think that's inevitable as well.
Down to 1 Davos. And now we're at 36, which feels right.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
we cut Davos because of the high cost slot. If
Yeah,
people are
so
wondering, you
what
can.
down to 1 Davos.
Yep.
Right.
One Davos. Sleece is a great character, but her strength to cost ratio isn't great, so that's why we kind of cut her, and we have to funnel gold into her to make her really effective.
Okay. I want exactly 6 attachments. I know what they are, and I'm ready to argue. But 3 are neutral.
Okay, so let's start with the Baratheon ones.
What?
Lightbringer is awesome.
Yeah, I wanted a 3 of.
Okay, but
Sticking Lightbringer on a Chud that I can kill continuously is phenomenal.
yeah.
The other attachment I want is Little
Wait, wait,
Bird.
what do you mean sticking Lightbringer on a Chud you can kill continuously?
Lightbringer is a R'hllor card, and it is a repeatable trigger of Melisandre, regardless of what else you've drawn.
There you go. Just wanted to make sure that our listeners really understood what you meant by that. So this is in the cases where we don't have another roller card. This is not to say that we're not going to put Lightbringer on Bob or Stannis to get this stand effect. It's just that it has other nice abilities that we might want to use, like repeatedly playing the roller card for 2 gold.
Right. So I want either
Uh,
3
wait,
bodyguards.
we still have one more.
What's up?
Uh,
I don't like King Robert's Warhammer.
Bartha. I don't either, but
it's an okay card. It's just not good enough to include.
exactly. So it has to go in a very specific deck where you're trying to go first and kneel out a bunch of the board. We didn't build that deck, so because of that, we're not going to slot it in here. Okay. Do you want to talk about events still in the Baratheon before we come back
No,
to
no, I want to talk about my attachment slot because I really want to discuss Bodyguard against Little Bird.
Bodyguard has more targets. Um,
Bodyguard has more targets, but Little Bird adds more reliability. Because,
Bodyguard prevents discard, so that Varys popping will not discard Melisandre,
yeah,
which is actually Baratheon's biggest problem, right? Is when Varys pops off.
But
And,
3 challenges with Asha. Bob with an intrigue icon.
well, I mean, we can give Bob intrigue icons other ways too. But I'm
Only
also willing to
one
go
other way.
two bodyguards and one little bird.
If we're gonna go bodyguard, I'd rather just go 3 of.
I think, you always tell me that we should do the safe thing. I think
No.
little bird is cooler and bodyguard is safer
You win. I'm sad. Bodyguard is also worse for setup, I'd just like to know though.
because you have to have a lord or a lady.
And yeah, most of our lords or ladies are higher cost.
Yeah. But the things we want to put little bird on are probably our higher cost guys too.
Fair enough. I'm almost certain we're gonna go down to 2 Lightbringer, but let's move on to locations. 3 Kings Road and 3 Rose Road because 3 Dragonstone Port or 2.
I think we want to run three port, mostly because we have a high cost curve here, and unlike Lannister, we don't have any other kind of gold generation. So I think the 9 limited is kind of key.
Okay, the next card to discuss is Red Keep. I am fine going with a 3 of because that card is ridiculously key. It's the only draw in house. It's the only draw we're really going to have because we don't really have room for draw in the plot deck.
I totally agree, and I think that's it for our cards.
Yeah, we can't do the Iron Throne thing.
Yep,
We are at 54 cards, so we are certainly going to end up cutting a little bit to go to locations. Events, excuse me.
offense.
So 3 Consolidation
Okay,
and
so
3 Scene in Flames.
let's talk them through. So the Scene in Flames is allowing us to discard, and it's also triggering Mel, so it's a pretty big staple in Baratheon. We'll throw that in. Consolidation of Power is another great way to get additional kneel out. So I
Hmm.
totally agree with that as well. Now, in these types of decks, you see a lot of ours is the Fury. In the reason you see that is because a lot of people are playing Fealty, and this is a loyal card, so it's reducible, and it gives you some extra stand. I don't know if we're going to have the economy to play ours as a Fury, so we might
No,
want to look at other things.
if we're going to run something like ours as the Fury, I would significantly prefer. I would, sorry, greatly prefer put to the sword instead.
If we were running at that cost slot, I agree.
I
I'm
think
actually,
instead of either, we run 3 Hands Judgment.
Aaron, while you were saying that, I was clicking on it because I totally feel the same way. I think one of the banes of this deck is Targaryen, and being able to stop some of those key things or stop like a treachery from Lannister is really key. I think Three Hands Judgment is the way to go, bringing us to 63 cards, and I think we're going to quickly agree that Lightbringer is going to have to go down to a 2 of,
And then we go down to that 2 Dragonstone port.
or 2 Bodyguard, I think is more likely.
I think we need that third bodyguard. We don't have any removal, which means that things that can repeatedly attack us are going to be problems.
Okay, then what I'm going to say is that if we're going down to the 2 Dragonstone port, we are going to have to really look at our plots and make sure that we have ones that produce significant economy, maybe running 2 of an economy plot.
Given our amount of lords and ladies, I'm willing to look at 2 Noble Cause. I also, I'm less inclined than many to run multiple, to run Wildfire at all, even in this deck. So calling the banners without Wildfire in the deck is also a significantly better plot.
Okay, so the logic normally on these decks to run Wildfire is that if you don't see Stannis, you can be quickly overwhelmed. So your characters are normally bigger cost. Now, that's normally true. However, with the Greyjoy module, we have enough stealth to kind of stabilize our board presence and push back. I think I'm okay with the non-Wildfire because of the Greyjoy characters. Was that your thinking why?
That was exactly my thinking why, yes. Now, I still don't want 2 Noble Cause because I think this deck does still want 2 Filthy Accusations.
Okay, so I'm definitely putting the Noble Cause in. I totally agree with the Filthy Accusations. Kneel is one of those things that the more you have, the more effective it is. So
Hmm.
kneeling one character is annoying, kneeling two is the biggest pain in the world, and three can be just game changing. So having filthies, I think, is key. So let's play 2 of those, like you said. Um,
I'd
this is
still
one of
let. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
this is one of
We
the.
just said
You
no.
said
Let me.
go ahead.
I lied. Go ahead. We said calling. Can we add calling or no?
Go ahead. I mean, um, I'm okay with calling. I think that's a good comeback plot, like you said, in a state where there's not a wildfire in the deck. So yeah, let's put a calling the banners in. And this is one of those times that I think Calm over Westeros actually might be a good plot for us.
You
We're
mean every
definitely,
time? Got it.
you're in agreement.
We run calm, calling, and noble in almost every deck. Uh, we we only have two
Summons.
crescents, so we probably want confiscation, no?
I think we definitely want a summons. And
And then confiscation, and we're done.
so here's the choice here. Confiscation, which is on command removal, or what is it called? The one that summons the Maester. Now the problem with the
No,
Maester summons is you could have already drawn your Maester or played it or had to set him up, and then it's
well,
basically dead.
we do have an extra maester in Wendemere.
Yep.
I prefer the extra gold on confiscation as a general rule.
So, the Maester plot basically is a 6 gold plot because you're getting a 3 cost Maester for free if you're going to play
Hmm.
that Maester anyways. But like you, I actually like confiscation better because it gets rid of all attachments, not just conditions.
So summons as our seventh plot. Can we discuss that?
Okay,
There's a plot we're not including that I think is actually really important. At least to discuss inclusion.
let's hear it.
Build building orders. Building orders will get us that bodyguard or lightbringer if we need it. It will also get us the red keep, which straight up wins games and lets us find everything else we want.
So I agree with that assessment. However, this deck is, as all Baratheon decks, a centerpiece deck. And being able to find that key character at the key time seems to be so important. Now, that's not to say I'm not willing to cut something else for
The
building
only
orders.
the only other plot to cut is Calm over Westeros, and then we're almost certainly opening with Filthy, which is dangerous. I don't know if I'm willing to go down below my golden rule of 3 5 gold plots.
Yeah, I agree. I think a high gold curve is really important, but I actually prefer summons over building, though I can see the value in either selection here. But I think key characters like Robert Baratheon or Melisandre at certain times is pretty important. And if we start to get swarmed, we're really going to want to dig for that Stannis because we don't have a wildfire.
Hmm. I agree on summons over building. I'm trying to find another spot where I might prefer building, and I'm not really seeing it. Um, Me being me, I'd probably run one filthy, but I don't think that's probably that's going strongly against common knowledge. Are we willing to cut one filthy for building, given that we're a little more aggressive?
I am totally willing to jump on and try that out. I think the only way we'd really see if that was correct is once we played it a little while.
Hmm.
So why don't we try that?
Let's do it. Same amount of gold works for me. We now have 7 plots. We have a full deck. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Well, let me make those changes before we jump the gun.
I just saved it. I'm downloading it now. This is definitely